All right, we're gonna try to figure this out. Ready, up, start. 10 seconds. I don't want to move anything.
Is it gonna beep?
I think so.
I feel like it's too far over.
I'm nervous. Oh. Hey, all right, we get rock and roll. This is 4 time with Myriad, and we finally have our clock. So we've got 10-minute countdown. We are able to keep ourselves accountable as we work through this. What's the topic today?
We're going to talk a little bit about traveling and how to try to stay on your habits, stay on the healthy living train while traveling. And that is because someone is going on a trip.
Yay! My family and I, Caitlin and our 2 kids, are going to Barcelona. We leave at 1 o'clock today, and I'm very, very excited about it. We've had this trip planned for a really, really long time. We really want our daughter Ismay to speak Spanish in a Spanish-speaking country. So we are going to Spain, and yes, so traveling.
Yes.
Jump in. What are some tips?
Oh my gosh. So I guess I'll start with saying that I think it definitely depends on what the trip is. So what I would recommend for you going to Barcelona is probably very different from what I would recommend for someone who is traveling for work really consistently, because those trips have very different purposes. One is for work, one is for pleasure. So we'll start off with your trip for funsies, because it's happening and it's probably more fun anyway. So vacation is vacation. I really don't think that anyone should be trying to stay super strict and rigid when you are supposed to be relaxing and enjoying yourself. But that being said, there are some small things you can do to not feel like you're like really hurting your progress when you're on a trip. So some things I like to do: 1, be as active as I can be. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to the gym when I'm on a trip, but taking lots of walks, if you're somewhere warm, going swimming, maybe a walk on the beach, a run on the beach. Maybe you find pickleball or sand volleyball, like just little things to do to stay active, just to help keep you moving while on vacation, and it's really fun.
Do you drop into CrossFit gyms when you're on vacation?
It depends on who I'm with. You and I have traveled together a lot, our partners as well, and I feel like anytime we're traveling, we tend to find a gym to go to. But when I travel with my family and my parents, they're not as into dropping into a CrossFit gym. They just like to fully decompress on vacation. So depends on who I'm with. But if it were fully up to me, I like to drop into gyms. It's also my favorite way to ask about local things, because it's hard to find, the best coffee shops, the best places to eat, just by searching online. So I like to go to a gym and after a workout be like, what's your favorite place to have breakfast?
Who are you going to believe more? The concierge at a hotel who probably gets a kickback if you send him somewhere, or the CrossFit gym coach who lives locally? So
the CrossFit gym coaches and members are definitely the people I believe. And I'm a little annoyed. I was just in Italy in the end of August, and we had one night in Rome before we were flying out. We were mostly in Florence, and the hotel concierge at the place we were staying suggested a pasta place for us for our last night, and it was just very medium quality. So I was a little bit sad about that, and so that stings a little bit.
Oh yeah, totally. I feel that. We are not sure if we're going to drop into a CrossFit gym on this specific trip, just because we have a 3-month-old and a 4.5-year-old. So this is purely a decompressed trip. This is Caitlin and I actually had to sit down before, as we were planning this, of what is our goal on this? And I think this is a good thing for people when they travel, especially with families, is what is your goal? Our goal is to literally just be in a different place. Caitlin's on maternity leave right now, so this is our last hurrah in that realm. So we're okay with reading books, watching movies with the kids at night, and then going to bed. And it's not a trip to where we're going to go try to do as many things as possible, or be a tourist in every way possible. Will we do some of those things?
La Sagrada Familia,
right?
Maybe not as cool to a 3-month and 4-year-old.
Exactly. So a question I have for you is, what are some tools that you bring with you, and some objects maybe that you bring with you when you travel?
Well, if I'm going on like a long flight, I like a compression sock. I guess it's not necessarily a tool. It's just like
No,
what
that's
I wear
totally.
on the plane. Hydration. So like bring a water bottle, and then I think we talked about hydration previously, but elements or like some kind
electrolyte.
of electrolyte moment I really enjoy on a trip. I have traveled with like lacrosse balls before, but I feel like they end up setting off.
They do every single time.
Hot tip: they will
Every
not
single
make
time.
it through TSA unscathed.
If you put a lacrosse ball inside your your carry-on,
Yeah.
they will ding you every single time. I am almost
just
like
looks
10
very
for 10.
scary,
Yeah, it does. I
apparently.
mean, it's just a small little round ball that they're like, what is this? But they always pull it out and they're like, oh.
Okay.
So I'm actually debating whether I have a little neck thing going on, so I'm debating whether I bring a lacrosse ball. Some other things I bring are bands, so like monster bands. So like if I'm in a hotel room and want to like work on some glute activation or just like get a really good workout in the hotel room, I'll have that with me. I do focus on whatever I do on a daily basis for like a morning routine, whether my fish oil, my vitamin C, some of my immunity boost. Like I pack that up. I count how many mornings I'm going to be on vacation, and I like pull out 8 pills of fish oil and like put it all in my toiletry bag. So like my morning routine doesn't change just because I'm in a new place. And that's something that took me years and years and years to figure out of like, why do I have a headache right now? Why don't I feel well? Why is like my digestive system all over the place and all this? And it's just like, because you go on vacation and you do things completely different, and then all of a sudden you're just like out of whack. So that's one tip I would offer to people.
I love that. I think, anytime you can find those little things to help keep your routine going without feeling like you're taking away from the experience of being in a new place, I think is an amazing.
Because it's top of mind because I've been packing. Eye mask, like an eye cover. I use, I think it's called Manta, M-A-N-T-A. It's just a soft eye cover that I'm going to use for the plane. I'm going to use, I'm a really big sleep nerd. So I love darkness. Also packed our reading lights, our little reading lights for our books, because I have a feeling that it's a small 2-bedroom Airbnb in Barcelona, and kids are gonna probably be wide awake, but I'm gonna have to be awake a little bit. So I'm gonna start to read a book next to them. I'm gonna have a small little reading lamp, which is gonna be a small little hack for me as well.
Not disturbing the folks around you. That's kind of you.
Correct. Yeah. I also bring a HDMI cord connector that then connects to my phone or my computer. So if we want to watch movies like Netflix or whatever, and have a movie night on the couch, I'm able to do that in hotels and Airbnbs as well. That was another hack that I've learned from other people that has worked really, really well for me.
Yeah, we typically do just like a laptop if we're doing that, but being able to plug it into a bigger thing is probably nice.
How about airports? Anything that you do specifically at an airport outside of, I don't know, just so you all know about Anna, she's the type of person that shows up 5 minutes before the plane is about to take off, whereas I'm the opposite, where I'd rather get to the airport 5 hours before the plane takes off.
A friend of ours.
Maybe there's a happy medium in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely different now that I am traveling with a baby, but a friend of ours just said that they almost missed their flight, and then in telling the story, they actually had 10 minutes before boarding started, and I was like, that actually means you made it perfectly on time. I like to walk up to the gate as people are boarding. If I have a layover, I like to just walk. I mean, I will walk up and down the airport terminal just to stay moving between flights rather than just going from seated on the plane to seated at the airport and then seated on the plane again. Filling up on water. I also tend to pack most of my own snacks. The airport snacks are just more expensive, and often I can pack healthier options. Like a hard-boiled egg is really simple and makes it through security, unlike the lacrosse ball, and you probably aren't going to find as great of those just at the Hudson newsstand. So that's some of my tips in the airport.
Aisle seat, middle seat, or window seat?
I'm a window seat girl. I like to lay up against the side, and it works out because my husband's an aisle guy.
I'm not middle seat.
Okay.
No one's a middle
seat
seat
person.
person. I'm a window person as well, because same thing. I like sleeping on the window, so that works out really well. Because then our daughter can sit in between us, and then Caitlin loves the aisle, so it's efficient. Mm-hmm. Also, another tip: travel if you do have kids. Travel before they're 2, because they can just fly for free. Actually, it costs like $40 or something, but like what's it called? Infant in lap.
Infant in lap.
And you can travel all over the place with them. So.
Yes. Perfect. Well,
look at timing.
That's what we got. Traveling with kids, traveling with fitness. Cool.
3, 2, 1.
Time.